Hello and welcome to the show. Is it realistic to think that love and marriage can go on and on for years? Every single marriage? Well, my guests today believe in love and have been on a journey to find true love all their adult lives. And Kelly Reagan Whaley is the author of My Three Husbands. Had me at the title, right? And she says when it comes to love, she finally got it right on the fourth try. And then there's Angela Hood. And she says her idea of a good marriage is longevity because, get this, her grandparents were married more than 60 years before they passed away. And her parents have been married for 58 years. All she knows is good, long marriages. Welcome to the show, ladies. It's so good to have both of you.
Thank you.
Good to be here.
Yes, indeed. All right, so let's just get to the only thing some people heard, right? 4 marriages. The fourth time, this is the key.
This is it.
But let's talk about, before we get to the joy of the fourth, what did it take? What were the ups and the downs and the willingness to say I do again and again until you got it right?
Portia, I'm telling you, this is a touchy subject.
Of course.
Right?
And I thank you for being willing to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to be here, but I have daughters. Mm-hmm. And for me, it was more important for me to show them what a happy, real marriage looked like versus, as I say, faking it. I couldn't, I don't bash, but for me,
Right.
I wanted to show them what real love looked like.
Yeah.
And though there was love there, I just wanted to show them something different. That was important to me.
Yeah.
I've seen good marriages in my family, but in my immediate family, you had the multiple marriages.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to break that cycle. Apparently I didn't.
Well,
But I wanted to show them that at some point you'll be able to find what real love looks like.
yeah. Angela, for you, was there any reservation, and I think, let's just say right out the gate, I feel like men sort of get a different kind of a pass for having multiple marriages, but there's a different look that we get, right?
It is.
Or is that just me when you say you're on your now third or your fourth marriage?
I say do it till you get it right.
Okay.
And right is not saying that the people was wrong. It's just that the situations became wrong because initially the relationships were good, but they were not living up to the expectations. And what a lot of people do is they stay places where they're not happy and they fake it. And I just decided that wasn't what I wanted. I was married for long periods of time.
Yeah.
The first time, 15 years. The second time, 7 years. We dated for 5 years.
Yeah.
And the third time, I said God was just giggling at my plan. And
Understood.
yeah. But
So for you, though, you had these models of what marriage, a good long marriage looks like, right? For in your parents and in your grandparents. And that's not to say that things were maybe always perfect, but you saw this model of staying together. What kind of impression did that leave on you moving forward as we look at the parents, your grandparents here?
grandparents, yeah. Well, I love those people. And I think my grandfather set the example. And he made it kind of hard on the marriages to come because he was a man's man. And he took care of my grandmother. And she didn't want for anything, but she was a strong woman. And he provided for her. And the expectation was really high for the men to come.
And then you also saw that same model of marriage in your own parents. You still see it.
I do,
Yeah.
I do. But it was a little different because in that relationship, sometimes you're like, maybe,
Yeah, just wondering, right?
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. We're not trying to put anybody's business out there, but there are ups and downs in every
Right.
marriage, right? And
Right.
that's going to be the situation. So I guess I want to know, at what point did you decide, okay, I'm going to not stay in this situation when you recognize, okay, this isn't, for you said this wasn't the person, it was the situation. What did that look like for you, Kelly? When did you say, this isn't working?
Well, for me, it was because I had a vision of what I think all girls have a vision of what their life is going to look like. We see the wedding, we see the whole, we pick out our colors, we know what our wedding is going to look like. But for me, I had a vision of what I really thought my life should look like. And I wasn't seeing that. And I thought, man, if I stay here, and again, I always say there's no bashing. There's no bashing. I just knew this ain't it.
Yeah, and
But, you know, and I was married almost 20 years.
Yeah.
But I stayed because of my daughters, you know, and so many women do that. And I got caught up in that as well because I wanted them to have a whole family. I didn't
Right.
want them to come from a broken home.
Right.
But I still saw what I wanted my life to look like on the other side.
So now here you are, both of you in your fourth marriages. How long have you been married in this fourth marriage?
I've been married for 7 years.
7 years.
And me, 3.5 years.
3.5 years. And now I know things sort of took a respectfully different turn in your marriage pretty early on. Let's talk about what your marriage looks like right now.
Whew, I am going to try not to cry,
And
Portia.
if you do, it's a safe space.
I understand
Because
that.
it's a difficult situation.
It is. My current husband, Perry Whaley, he truly is the love of my life. He's my match. You ever hear people talk about, I found the one, he's the one. He is the one.
Yeah.
But last year, he was involved in a car accident, a tragic car accident. And unfortunately, a woman was killed. And we pray for that family every day. We pray for that family every day. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, he was sentenced to prison because of it. And that's made it kind of difficult.
Yeah.
But we are still strong. We talk several times a day. I'm like, you know, technology today, even in the prison
It
system,
makes it possible to stay in touch. And I appreciate your
does.
compassion and empathy for the family who lost a mother, perhaps a wife, and a woman in their family. For your family, what does this look like as a married couple with a man who's going to be, how much more time does he have?
We're hoping he can get early release, but he was sentenced to 10 years.
And that was last year. So
He's done a year already.
So what does this look like for you? This was not the marriage you envisioned either,
At
honestly.
all. Absolutely not at all. We are both people of faith. We have strong support from our church family, from our families. But we're committed. Mm-hmm. I'm committed. Because as you know, most people say when you're in a relationship with someone who has either gone to prison, you're doing time together.
Right. We're going to pause. I want to pause just right there.
Okay.
We're going to continue this conversation after the break. But when we return, when this conversation continues, you are going to meet Lorraine Forrester. She's going to share her story of giving up on her marriage. But then things change for the better. You see the ring still on there. She's got a story to tell about how to make it last as well. Lorraine is joining the conversation when we return. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I really want to thank you for season 3 of Portia. It's because of loyal viewers like you that we keep getting to share this daily dose of positivity all across the country. So just a reminder, I still need you to like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead and tell your friends. You can catch us now in Orlando, in San Francisco, in Atlanta, and all across the country on Fox Soul. Tell your friends. We'll see you soon on Portia.